Yo. All right. Hey guys, what's going on? Jim here. Welcome to chat. What's going on? Vivi, how's it going? Richard, what's going on, dudes? Rare Friday afternoon stream, my friends. You can thank the horrible weather in Vancouver for this because I was supposed to go on a boat cruise party tonight and it's been canceled. So I have the afternoon off. Plus I worked from home today. So I thought I would just do some streaming because I wanted to get a little painting done. And I thought I'd work on some Chaos Spawn. You'll notice I've adjusted my layout a little bit just to give it a bit more camera and a little bit less gooey. Gooey? Is it gooey? Gooey, right? UI? User interface? Graphical user interface? GUI? Both? So I don't know if I like it yet, but and you get to see more of me, my pretty face. So hopefully you guys don't completely hate that. All right, yeah, we got I did figure out, so for those of you that watched my stream the other day, when it crashed, I did figure out why my stream crashed. So that was like 2 crashes in a row I had, and I couldn't figure out for the life of me what was going on. But it turns out I had a bad memory stick. So I ended up RMAing the stick. I ran a bunch of tests on the computer to try to narrow down exactly what was causing the crash, and it turned out it was the memory. So one of my RAM sticks was had gone bad. So I have 32 gigs in my system, 4 8gig6 Corsair Vengeance Pro RGB, obviously, because you got to have RGB RAM in the system. And one of the sticks had gone bad, so I had to send back the whole the kit to Corsair. Corsair, actually, I've never actually done a RMA before because for the most part I've had really good luck with hardware. I've built my PCs for the last 20 years, I think. Since I was a kid, I've been building PCs. My dad got me to computers when I was a really young kid. I think I built my first PC when I was like 8 years old, and I literally have never bought a PC in my life. But I basically got a new PC every 3-4 years. So I've been building PCs for a very long time, and I'm like, even though I'm not like a PC nerd, no, I didn't. I run everything stock because I mostly don't like. I'm not playing games right now. There's very little games I play. And I just like I have like actually like third-party cooling, and I just find like I'm not playing the latest and greatest games. Like I'm not trying to play like Tomb Raider with like DLSS or like, you know, things like that, right? Like I have a fairly, I'd say like a mid to high range system. When I built it, it's probably like more mid-range now, but I thought about getting a new graphics card, but for those of you that are following tech, graphics cards are absolutely insane right now just due to Bitcoin and crypto mining and stuff. So it's like impossible to get. I wanted to get like an RTX 3070 or 3060 because they're actually pretty good for streaming because they have built-in encoders and stuff for streaming. But it's just like impossible to get right now, and the MSRP, like the MSRP, they're like the cost is double the MSRP. Well, Brian, good thing, funny thing that you brought that up. I've been thinking about it because I loved Diablo 2. I'll tell you guys a story about Diablo 2. Let me see if I can just fix this chat really quick. Yeah, the cards are just insane right now. I have actually a decent one. Like I have the last gen ATI cards. I think it's an RX. Let me load my CPU Z. What do I have? I'll tell you guys right now. So I'm running a Ryzen 3600X. So that's like a pretty solid core. I have a 5600 XT. So it's like fairly new. It's like probably its last gen Radeon card. It's like their last gen mid-range card basically, and it honestly like I play in 1080p, so I just have one monitor 1080p. I've been meaning to upgrade to 1440p. I want to get dual 1440p monitors because I only have one monitor right now, but I just haven't really found the point right now just because of the fact that I'm not playing many games. Did I say ATI? Yeah. Dude, man, I used to fucking have voodoo cards, man, back in the day. I think my first system I built with a 3DFX voodoo card. If you really want me to date myself. So anyways, so the system is stable now. Ram went back and I did my first RMA with Corsair. It was super painless. Basically, I just told them, I was like, hey guys, I've had some crashes. I've narrowed it down to this one RAM stick, and I know it's one RAM stick because I pulled out all the RAM. I tested each stick in the slots, ran MEB test, and it was the one stick that was giving me lots of errors. And Windows was also saying there was a memory error. And Corsair was like, cool, send us like a picture of the sticks and your address. And I was like, yeah, here it is. And then basically they were like, cool, here's your RMA number. We've like accepted your RMA. So send back I had to send back both sticks because it's a dual stick kit. And then they're going to give me a whole new, I don't know what this fucking music is, guys. But you know why? Yeah, because I was listening to acoustic. I had a girl over the other day. That's why you guys listening to fucking that. I had a girl over the other day, and we were listening to like acoustic like fucking covers because, you know, it's romantic and stuff. So I guess it somehow infiltrated my normal playlist. Hopefully I don't get like a copyright strike for that, like 3 minutes of that song. So anyways, so that was the first thing. PC is stable, so good. Corsair RMA, excellent. Brian, back to you. Don't tell me you're gonna play Diablo 2 Remastered. I really, really fucking want to, because I fucking love Diablo 2. Like, it is probably one of my top 5 games I've spent time in my entire life. Like, if you think about games I've spent the most amount of time or played the most, yeah. Hey, to be fair, Dad, I didn't pick that song. It's just an acoustic playlist, and it just randomly picked that song. I didn't go and play I Kissed a Girl. Okay, so in my defense, anyways, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so Diablo 2 was probably the game that in my youth, so in my high school days, that I played the most of any game. My favorite game probably all time is still probably Baldur's Gate 2, TIE Fighter from old PC version of TIE Fighter. Baldur's Gate 2, probably one of my top. Any of the BioWare RPGs like Knights of the Old Republic, those are like some of my top games back when I was like more into gaming. Witcher 3, obviously, Witcher 1, 2, and 3, I played all 3 and those games. Dark Souls, like those are the kinds of games I like. So I don't play a ton of first-person shooters. It's mostly like role-playing games and those kinds of things. And I found that, but Diablo 2 ARPGs I love. I played a lot of Diablo 3, although obviously it wasn't as good when it came out, and I spent a lot of time in Diablo 3. But funny story with Diablo 2. So I got into Diablo 2 like probably, I don't know, like 6 months after it was released. So and at the time we still had dial-up, right? Because like you got to remember, Diablo 2, I think it was released in 2000 or something like that, or 1999. I can't even remember. Let me just look it up. Diablo 2 release date. Diablo 2 came out in 2000, right? Okay, so in 2000, I was in grade 10, and I believe I was in grade 10 in high school, and we had dial-up modem at my house, and we had 2 phone lines. So we had one phone line for, like, they're both normal phone lines that you could call, but we had a 56K dial-up connection. And you got to remember, before this was, you know, I think there's a few kids in our neighborhood that had cable, but like this was just as cable was starting to become popular. Like a lot of people still had dial-up. And I started playing Diablo 2 and I was like instantly fucking obsessed, right? I remember like gambling my first Tarnhelm, finding my first SOJ, like doing Mephisto runs with like map hack for fucking like days and days and days and days. And I literally would skip school. Yeah, Brian, exactly. So I'd skip school to go home to play Diablo 2, and then my school would call home to say that, hey, your kid wasn't in school today, but the school is dumb. It would robo-dial my parents' answering machine at like 4:45, and they didn't get home till like 6. So every day I would just intercept the call and delete the message. So they didn't know I was skipping. But for like a month and a half, I was coming home and I was playing like 7 hours of Diablo 2 every day. And then my parents would get home and I'd play another like 6 hours at night because they didn't know that I'd been playing all day. Well, sure enough, we didn't have unlimited internet. So our first fucking phone bill comes for the like that month of crazy skipping school, and it was like $700 fucking dial-up bill, and my parents lost it. They're like, what the fuck, like when were you playing all this? And I was like, yeah, that was me. I was playing Diablo 2, skipping school. And they're like, how is it possible that there was this many hours? And they like they got like logs from like the phone company. The phone company was like, yeah, you guys have been using it all day. And they're like, well, who's home? And I was like, yeah, it was me. Like, obviously they caught me. So at that point, they basically made me work off. Like, my dad had a business at the time, and I had to go like do fucking like janitorial work for my dad to like pay off in allowance and hours, like that $700 phone bill. It was fucked, but I love that game. I played it. I mean, Lord of Destruction, I got it day one when it came out. So good. Such a good game. Anyways, this is a Warhammer stream, so thanks everyone for tuning in. So today I'm going to be working on some Chaos Spawn. We're going to stream probably about an hour and a half-ish. We'll see how I feel. Maybe we'll go longer. So basically what I have for my spawn, and my plan is to... So I'm going to the Las Vegas team tournament. I don't know who's going to be there next week. Richard, are you going to be there? I know you're in the FLG, like, streaming dream team. So are you going to be down there? But I will be down in Vegas next week and playing the Las Vegas team tournament. Oh, that's sad. Just hoping to run into you. So, although I do have spawn painted for my list, I'm running Thousand Suns for my list. I won't tell you what it is because lists are not live yet. These are the Chaos Runestorm demons. I will pull up what they look like in a sec for you. But basically, I've taken them and I've taken off the weapons, and I left off some of the horn bits as well because I don't love the horns. And basically, I'm going to be using these as Chaos Spawn, and I already have some Chaos Spawn. Where would these be? These will probably be unit type. Beast and Cavalry? No. Monstrous creatures? No. Fast attack? No. I'm just trying to find a photo of them. Where on the site would they be? Let's see. They're not Trader Legions. They're not in there. Let's say Elites. Here we go. So I'll pull them up on screen for you guys so you can see. So this is what they look like. Oh shit. So that's what they look like. They have weapons normally in their arms, but I've converted them to not have weapons. And I also have some painted already for my Death Guard, which I will show you guys in a sec. So these are the ones that I painted for my Death Guard. Let's see, they're way in here. Down here on my Instagram somewhere. No, yeah, J Vessel. Leave me alone. Go away. So where are they? So these ones are ones that I painted for my Death Guard. There's 3 of them, so I already have 3 painted that are green, but these other ones are going to be for my Thousand Suns. So, yeah. I won't be in New Orleans, unfortunately. It's just not in the cards. But yeah, sounds fun though. The only reason really I'm going to LVTT to begin with, though, is because like I signed up. I said I would go like months ago, like 5 months ago when it was announced, and I bought the team ticket. And at the time, I thought COVID would be like in a lot better place by now, but it's actually like just as shitty. So if it wasn't a team event, I probably would have canceled. But obviously, I didn't want to let down my team by like bailing on the tournament. So I'm going because that'd be really shitty if I like organized the team and then I basically didn't go with them. So what I'm going to be doing for these guys, I'm going to be doing them similar to my chaos spawn, which I don't have here in front of me. But basically, actually, maybe I do have a picture of the chaos spawn somewhere. Let me just see here. Let me see. Do I have a picture of the chaos spawn? Army picks. No, they're not in the army picks. Where would I have had my chaos spawn picks? I basically took the chaos spawn and I converted them to before they're like old fantasy chaos spawn, and I'm using them for they're like the actual chaos spawn models. I just don't know where I have pictures of them somewhere. I'm sure I do, but yeah. That's like poof. Is that COVID, I presume? All right, so what I'm gonna do for these, I'm gonna do these like a tri-color blend. Sounds crazy, but you saw my Death Guard ones, they were all green. Those ones I did really quickly. I think it took me a day to paint those all, but these ones I'm actually gonna do tri-color to match the other spawn. So I'm gonna start, basically, I'm gonna use 3 main colors for this. Like my base coat is gonna be purple, Armand blue, or not Armand blue. I want Circle green. Actually, I lied. I know they're very similar, but I do actually want them. And then I want yellow. So the chaos spawn are basically going to be 3 colors, a tricolor blend of these guys. So I'm going to be yeah, I'm going to start with the purple though, because I basically want I'm going to go full base coat purple, and then basically I'm going to do some portions of them kind of blended into purple and some or into blue, and some portions blended into the yellow. And the reason I'm doing the purple first is because the blue and the yellow go best over purple, not vice versa. So let's get going. All right, so we got our airbrush. Get some goop in there. This is my favorite purple. It's Vallejo Model Color Royal Purple. This is the closest thing that I've ever found to the old Games Workshop Leech Purple, which is like probably my all-time favorite color. So, and a lot of my old army is painted in this Leech Purple. So this is, if you guys are looking for like a replacement for the old GW Leech Purple, that's the one. If you guys are painting stuff, let me know in the chat. I'm excited to hear what you guys are working on. Just giving you a little vortex mix if you're wondering what I'm doing. These old Vallejo paints, they're quite thick. This one, I've had this pot of Royal Purple for probably like 7 or 8 years, because I don't use it that much. So I'm just giving it a really good vortex mix. All right, so let's go in there. Whoa, it's coming out already. Splooging out. All right. Old brush. Okay, a little backflow. Oh, that sucks. I hate it when I... All right, here we go. So we're gonna go. So we're gonna go full purple on these guys. I'm just gonna start by doing kind of like a very light initial coat. I don't want to like go too heavy on this initial coat. And I was gonna Zenithal highlight these, but whatever. I'm just gonna go all purple. But I'm basically gonna Zenithal them kind of with the purple almost. Like I'm gonna leave a little bit of the dark color. Oh, what's going on? This is why I don't use autofocus, if you guys are wondering, because sometimes it does its own thing. It goes crazy like this, so autofocus can die. Yeah, this is why I don't use it. So I rarely use autofocus. It's fine for one model, but like when I'm moving around a lot, it just ends up just like everything just ends up out of focus. And as you can see, I've double sighted. Come on, get out of here, autofocus. Thought I told you to go. Fuck off. There we go. Yeah, it's like really annoying on the airbrush. So let me just see here. There we go. All right. And I'm not too fussed if I don't get it perfect underneath, because it's kind of like I already primed it black, so that underneath is going to basically be my zenithal. Yeah, these are for 1,000 cents, but I have a few others spawn, and these are gonna be painted to match. That's why I'm going purple to start, but they're gonna be tricolors. There's my first one. So anyways, yeah, so these are, so I need to, I'm running 5 of them in my list for LVTT, like giving too much away. Not a surprise, spawn are pretty good. So although I do have 5 spawn painted in case I don't get these done in time, they're 3 of my Death Guard one and like 2 of the older ones. So I kind of want to get this unit done just so that I have like kind of a unified unit that's like unified color scheme, and not like a unit of like 3 green ones and 2 non-green ones in the same unit. That's a good question. I don't believe some of it, and some of it. Shit, I'm out of paint. I was like, why isn't the paint coming out of my airbrush? I'm out. What are my thoughts on the rumors? Well, we'll see what's true. Some of them seem like I don't. So the stuff about the bikers, the chosen, and that kind of stuff, like it's believable, I guess is what I'll say. Nothing is like too outlandish. The thing that I don't believe, and this is where I think maybe sometimes people like misconstrue the rumors as like something that they're not. So to give you an example, there was like there was talk of like a Tau release, right? But it's like turns out it's like a kill team thing, right? So it's like, yeah, technically the rumors are true. I'll tell you guys the rumors in a sec. I can go through them a little bit if you want. Technically the rumors are true, but it's like what everyone thought they would be, which is like a full release, ends up being just like a little like not, it doesn't end up being that. So I just want to be careful that like so for instance, one of the chaos rumors is that like they're getting like a whole new cultist set, and there's gonna be like renegade humans, and there's gonna be like renegade guard style models and stuff. And like, while I believe that, and there's gonna be like a bunch of like guard characters, right? While I believe that could happen, it would make more sense to me that like maybe that's what they're actually referring to is like a kill team release, or like a smaller game where like it's not like the actual 40k release where like that's what they get, but it's more like, you know, those models are coming out, but it's not like a full Chaos Space Marine 40k release. It's like, hey, Chaos is getting a kill team box, and the kill team is like Renegade Guard or something, or there's like a Renegade Guard set coming out for like kill team or something else, or there's gonna be like an upgrade sprue or something. Like, I just feel like sometimes people, they read those rumors and they're like, oh yeah, that must mean that like Chaos Space Marines are getting you know, XYZ. But I'm like, no, like I think it's most likely like maybe there's models that are similar to that coming out, but they might not necessarily be for Chaos Space Marines or be used in the manner that you're thinking, right? Yeah, so the Blackstone Fortress Cultists you can actually get, I think. I don't know if it is a separate set. I don't know if you can get them like on a separate sprue, like the Renegade, the Renegade Guard. But I know there's a way to actually get like a booster pack for Blackstone Fortress with those in it. Now, that's obviously not the most, I guess, like efficient way to get those, but squats, squats is one of those things where people are like, oh, so they're gonna release squats. I'm like, no. What's likely is like there's like a squat kill team or like a squat like squad or like a squat unit for the Imperial Guard or something, right? Like, I don't believe that we're gonna get a squad army. I could see them really, because you know they already have like basically ratlings and stuff, so I could see them releasing like a squat unit for an army or for kill team, or like maybe there's like a squat model in a larger team of like Inquisitors or rogue traders or something along those lines, but it's not actually like squats, you know. So it's like, that's when I say it's like, take those rumors and like just be careful like what you think that it ends up being, because I think a lot of time people take like, oh, there's squats coming out, and they take that to mean like, oh, there's a squat army coming out, when reality is like it's probably just like a model or two or a unit or a special character or something like that. And then people take that and they're like, oh, that means like the whole squat army is getting re-released, which I don't think they're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Some of the other rumors for Chaos were like Bikers, Possessed, Chosen, which I believe all of those, like that's all like realistic and like likely. Those are kits that need replacing. Like anyone who says like, hey, this old kit needs replacing is probably getting replaced. That's not a hard thing, right? To guess. I'm still curious, are we gonna get an Obliterator kit, like a dual Obliterator Mutilator kit? Are we gonna get Venom Crawlers released individually? Are we gonna get you know, are we gonna get new Cult Troops, Khorne Berserkers? Or because there's a rumor of like a World Eaters release, so is that gonna come out with the World Eaters when those come out, or is it gonna be like individual? Like those are the questions that I have. This is see, I answer so many questions on the stream and then I answer them again. This is Royal Purple from Vallejo. It is basically the closest purple to the old Games Workshop Leech Purple, which is why I'm using it, because that's one of my favorite colors. Yeah, I actually don't mind the Defiler, to be honest. I know that sounds heretical. Look, here's the thing. I don't mind it. Does it need a new kit? Yes. Does it need a base? Yes. Right? Do I think it's like, if I had to pick the top 5 things that I want replaced in the Chaos Space Marine range, is Defiler close in that top 5? Absolutely not. I'd much rather have Chosen, Possessed, Oblits, Mutilators, Cult Troops. That's I'd like to have all the Cult Troops fully upgraded, like the Emperor's Children, Noise Marines before that. I'd like to get stop it. So, you know, yeah, Berserkers and like Emperor's Children, way more important. I'll show you my Defilers and I'll show you why I don't mind them. One sec. Okay, so like, I have 3 of these guys. I have 3 of these guys for my Death Guard. I've based them all because bases are like, I hate models but bases, especially Defilers. And I just made a few small changes to them. So first I changed the autocannon to be from that weird side thing to like basically like a normal orientation. And then I also got rid of the little silly demon head and I just put a Chaos Hatch there. And then I also adjusted the like I modified this thing a little bit so it's got a bit more like movement in it, like by cutting it and repositioning it. And then I put it on a base, and like within that, like, I guess context, I think it looks fine, right? Like, it's not obviously my favorite model, and yeah, that's 160 mil base. They're all actually magnetized, all my Defilers, onto the bases, so that if people give me a hard time or I need to play them competitively, I can pull them off the base. All the weapons are magnetized too. The whole thing is magnetized, so I can for transport as well. So from this perspective, I'm like, you know, I don't mind this Defiler, right? Is this something that I want to get a new one, sure. But I'm not like, this is Death Guard, by the way, if you're wondering. I have 3 of these, they're all converted similar. But like, I don't, and I've converted all of them in the similar ways. But I don't think this is like the worst model, right? As is. Like, there's definitely models that I feel like need replacement more. So, yeah, but, yeah. Just a little bit of dust on that guy. So let me go put him back. So anyways, I guess that's my thought on the Defiler, which is like, yes, it needs a new one, but I'd much rather have World Eaters, Emperor's Children. I'd much rather have Havocs, Obliterators, Mutilators. I'd much rather have new Cultists or actual like nicer Cultists. I'd much rather have like, I don't know. There's just so many things I'd much rather have than new Defilers if I had to pick, because they're not going to give us everything, right, in one release. Even Space Marines have old kits. Okay, so I'm going in with my, so next step here, guys, going in with my blue. And at this point, I'm actually going to pull them off the tape because it's going to be a lot easier to get into the places I want to go with this when it's off the tape. I love this Sotek green. It's kind of like Thousand Suns blue, but it's got, I don't know, there's something about it. It's kind of got this, like, I guess almost like royal feel to it. It's one of my favorite blues. So I'm hoping now that my computer problems are fixed, I shouldn't crash like I have the last few streams. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pull these off. Yeah, new Possessed for sure. The Possessed models are awful. Like, if I had to pick any 4 kits to replace, my top 5 would be Possessed, Chosen, Obliterators, Obliterator Mutilator kit, and then Berserkers and Noise Marines. Those would be those are the #1 priorities for me as far as like kits. Everything else like is okay or like decent. Like the Land Raider and Rhino is not going to change. Predator chassis tanks aren't going to change. Demon engines are fine for the most part. Defiler, I mean, it doesn't make that list, you know, top 5. And we already have the Venom color, so. All right, so what I'm going to do here, I'm basically just going to start picking some areas out. I'm going to zoom in for this so you guys can see what I'm doing a little bit better. Get out of the way. And then is there something I can hold it on? Oh yeah, I have these things. Check these guys out. These are these gonzo corks. So I'm gonna just put a little bit of sticky tack on this. Get some sticky tack. Hopefully the sticky tack works. I find sometimes it's like very good, and sometimes it fucking doesn't even do anything. But I find if you need it and get it kind of like warm, and it kind of gets stickier, I guess, a lot of that comes back. I don't know if maybe that's not like a secret and that's how you're actually supposed to use it, but I just feel like I like personally discovered that. So I can show you guys if you want. Here, I'll do a little, let's see here. See, that works. Okay, let me see if I can show you guys. I have, do you guys want to see that where I show my models? Keep my models. My like model rack. I'll give you guys a little tour. I'm just loading my iPhone cam source. So let me add it. Yeah, ancient Chinese mutiny taking for sure. I'm gonna add. Okay. Let's see, cell phone cam. Okay. Oh, I want to go to studio mode. Discard 1 sec. Okay. 1 sec, guys. All right. Okay. Very ancient and very Chinese, my techniques. All right. Oh, fuck. Block, get the fuck out of here. Block that guy. Oh, hopefully I don't get the... Hey, Salagen, thanks for the sub, man. I appreciate it. Okay. Sorry, guys, 1 sec. I am struggling right now. That's why. All right. Sorry. Okay, so give me 1 sec here. All right. So I'll talk to you about LGT, guys. Yeah, that's kind of very oof. All right. So I said what I do is I would get my cell phone. You guys actually want to see this, or am I wasting my time here showing you guys my models? Give me a comment in chat. I'm just gonna take a sec to load. I will talk about LDT really quick. I don't have that many models, guys. I know you guys think I have like a trillion models, but I don't. Well, actually, I have a decent amount, but it's not that much. So I'm gonna see if this works because I'm a master of failing at technology. So hopefully everything works here. It's just loading my. That's gonna be that. What am I gonna post on Instagram? All right, let's see if we're working here. It says connecting to my computer. So let's see if I can get it working. Wi-Fi, that's right. Is there a thing that's gonna ask me? Let's see here. Yeah, it's gonna take a sec. It's not connected to my computer. I don't know if it's working right now. I have to re-download the program. Let's see here. Wow, that's. I think I need the computer driver. Cam, Windows. Save. Run it. Yeah, LGT I think is what models though? I don't understand what models you're talking about. No, he just wants to see, like, I'm not gonna take photos. I'm gonna show you guys live right now. That's the idea. All right, here we go. Seems to be working. Where is it? Come on. Let's see here. I don't know what's going on. I'm bad at technology. Okay, let's see why isn't it showing up on screen? That's weird. Let's try that. Seems to be working. That's me. But you guys, for some reason, it's not showing up. I don't see it on my screen. Maybe I need to go back. Anyways, guys, I can't get it working. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, sorry guys. Can't get it working, and it's I'd rather just be painting. So it's a pain. But here, let me see if I can show you. So I have no, it's not gonna work. I only have like 3 shelves of models behind me. And I just have shelves, and I literally have figure cases on my shelves. Okay, so let's get back to painting. All right, now I'm disappointed because I feel like I disappointed you guys. I disappointed myself. Where is it? Yeah, but it's not in supposed. Troubleshooting. Here we go. This isn't so much more fun if I do it live. Should be able to add as an OBS source is the thing, right? Add a source here. Connecting to computer. There we go. Just doesn't want to show up as a source. So it is connected, but it doesn't want to show up as a source. All right, it's not gonna work. Okay, let's go to painting. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna basically just be painting, picking out some spots and going to blue. So I want to do like a bunch of like a color fade basically. And I'm just going to transition that into the other colors. Let's see here. How's that? Just an Insta post? Yeah. I mean, you guys want to see all my models, just go to fucking my Play on Tabletop video. That's literally all my models for 40k anyways. Okay, maybe the tail on this one. I want them kind of all kind of random. All right. So that'll be the arm and the thing. Maybe a little bit on his face. Like that. The next one. This one I'll say like left leg. Some of them all kind of random. No, is this gonna be a pain in the ass to paint? Yep, they're gonna be like tricolor spawn. But I think they look pretty cool once they're all done. Okay. This guy. Left leg inside. Oh shit, come on. Stick on there, my friend. Just like that. Stop falling off, you jerks. And I'm gonna be doing yellow as well for a third color, so that's why I'm not going too crazy with it. If you're wondering why I'm only doing like a small amount into the blue. This is the kind of stuff that like having an airbrush makes your life really easy. Cause I can do this by brush too, right? But who wants to do that, right? Who's got time for that? So what I'll do now is once I've got all my base coats, I'll actually go in and I'll just like, I'll pin wash all the areas in the specific wash. Yeah, I think it's dumb aesthetics. So for me, like running an event that big where you have that many players and you don't actually have enough rounds to get a winner, it screams money grab for me. I hate it. The events should be designed to have like a winner, and the winning criteria should be like shouldn't be like outrageous. It shouldn't be like so weird. It ends up just creating its own meta basically. Because now, basically, in order to get the top 4 cut, you need to basically win. You basically need to win. You need to get like 400. You need to get 500 points. You need to get like 5 100s, which means like a lot of lists that you might normally play in singles won't be viable because they're just not that kind of list. Which means like it just like really skews the meta, and I guess I just don't like. I don't like that about it because it also makes certain armies just unable to completely win. Like, you know, at least with like some of the current older books, yeah, they might not have the power to like, you know, go 100 and just dominate the opponent. But like because of the fact that, you know, if you general that book really well, you can still do well with like a Tyranid book or a Force of the Hindbind or a Tau or whatever, right? Right? Like, I mean, maybe that's debatable, but the point is, like, with those older books, you still have a chance because you don't necessarily, you just have to win the games, right? You don't have to get like 100 points every game. Whereas with the LGT, the way that it's designed, it's like if players don't literally smash 100, they don't have a chance to even win the event. And for me, that means that a lot of players in a lot of books are not gonna, they're not gonna be viable. Like, you have to take, in my opinion, one of the new books. You probably have to take an Admech Drakari or like Space Marines or Sisters or Orcs. Like, I don't think any of the other books have the power level to like be getting 100s like 5 games in a row. They just don't, because again, they don't have those faction secondaries. So what it does is it just like really hurts the meta, I think. And then when the event's over, no one's gonna care because the meta for the event is so skewed and so stupid that like we didn't learn anything from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just feels like it was like a fun event where there's like an exercise in like I don't know. Yeah, I just don't like it. I really don't like it. I'm actually gonna go into the orange, I think, for the yellow parts, because I'm worried if I go in yellow, it's not gonna cover as much. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know, it just feels really bad, I guess. In my eyes. Okay, so now I'm going into some orange. This is from Chimera Colors, super intense. So, yeah, I really don't like it. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna grab one. And just pick out the spots that I want yellow. And I'm just gonna do a few coats of this one because the yellow obviously is gonna be the least like intense, I guess. Okay, so this is kind of it looks like, you kind of see where I'm going with this. So it's going to be basically multicolored and then kind of all blended into each other. Is that ambitious? Maybe. But that's what we do here on the channel. Okay, so there's one. Yeah, they're gonna be like basically like multicolored craziness. Now, the nice thing about these models, guys, and why I love these, they're basically all muscle and skin. So they're actually really quick to paint. Because once I do this base coating, basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna basically pin wash all the. I'm gonna do a little bit of highlighting with the airbrush, probably. And then I'm gonna go in and pin wash all the I'm gonna pin wash all the surfaces with like some wash, and then I'm basically done. Like, and then it's like bone and then done. So it's a really easy scheme. Well, it's not an easy scheme, but it's like an easy process once you kind of get a hang of it. And I'm not too worried about like the underneath because I feel like this is going to be giving me a little zenithal, the purple. I did such a heavy purple. And the orange and the blue basically all both go into the purple pretty well. And it's fun to just give them kind of each a little random color pattern. Like there's no, I'm not really following any sort of schema. They're gonna be very bright. And I'm gonna actually go to a yellow back on the orange because I was just worried about the saturation. And I don't really care if I get overspray because that's the whole point of this like theme, is that I can kind of go crazy with it and just overspray and get it kind of everywhere. You know? So we'll see. It's kind of fun just being able to like go in kind of wild with this stuff anywhere I want. Like the ultimate airbrush fun experience. It's like doing graffiti almost. All right, so that's good. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna basically get rid of my yellow and my orange here. Clean up my airbrush. All right, 1,000 Suns, back. So, I'm sad and I'm happy. So, why am I sad? Well, first of all, I'm sad because with the FAQ, okay, first of all, fuck you, everyone that said I was wrong about the dilettante Legion command. I had a fucking 20-page, 30 post argument with this dude on Reddit, on 1,000 Suns Reddit, about how relics don't cost anything. There is no inbuilt cost for relics. So if you go to your army book, I'll tell you, Brian. If you go to your army book and I ask you what is the cost of a relic, you could not tell me because there is no cost. What costs is access to relics. And sometimes the access to relics cost command points. Sometimes the access to relics cost points. And sometimes there's other ways to get access that cost neither. So when you build your army, you can have as many relics as you're allowed based on the costs that are paid in various means. So some, again, stratagems, whatever. Now, what was the argument before? Well, the argument was that for dilettante, where it allows you can take a second relic, that once that enabled you to take the second relic, you had to pay an additional CP for an additional relic. But that's not the case. And that I knew that wasn't the case. And I got in a big argument and foo-foo with this dude. And I was right. So screw him. Win for Jim. Because he basically said I couldn't read English. And I was like trying to explain this concept that relics don't cost anything in the game. And that the only thing that what we pay for is access to the relics. But once you have access, the relic is actually free. So in the case of the warlord trait thingy, it gave you access to take another relic, which means that's all that you need. And if the game allowed to give you access to more than one relic and multiple relics, then you would have that, right? Okay, so why am I sad? Well, I didn't want to be playing Cult of Duplicity with my 1,000 Suns competitively because I think everyone was leaning towards it. And I was really trying to make the other cults work. But with the changes to the FAQ, I think Cult of Duplicity just got too good now in competitive that I'm kind of like, I have to play it. So in that sense, I'm sad because I didn't really want to be on the Cult of Duplicity train. I played some Cult of Time and I was really enjoying the Cult of Time. I wanted to try out some of the other cults, but like now I just feel like in competitive settings, I feel like Cult of Duplicity is just too good now. That it's like going to be really hard not to play it in competitive settings. So that's kind of why I'm sad. Now, you're probably saying, well, Jim, that's a dumb reason. I'm like, no, it's not a dumb reason. I want, when they write a book for me, or any of you guys, I want them to write a book where there's like variety, right? Where there's like many different list builds. Like look at the way that Drakari have like multiple cults and most books have that. Now, you might be saying, well, Jim, you know, most books like Drukhari actually don't have that. Everyone just plays Cult of Strife. And yeah, you're right in a sense. Like, most books only have like 1 or 2 strong, like, I guess, factions or whatever. But it still makes me sad because I was really hoping that, like, the other cults, they're just weak in general. And obviously now with this change to Duplicity, it just makes Duplicity just so strong. So I actually am going to be running Duplicity at LVTT because even though I didn't originally want to, I was going to be running time. But with the change, I actually changed my list today to run Duplicity. So that makes me sad. Overall, though, I'm happy. The conniving plate changes, I'm not surprised by. I knew that was coming. And my only disappointment is I was hoping instead of it being like rounding up, they just said to a minimum of 1. So that in most cases, if you had an odd amount on attacks, you actually lose your odd attack. I would have preferred them to word it that way versus what they did, which was rounding up. So I would have preferred them to word it so that it's just you always have a minimum of 1 attack. That way, if you're attacking something, say with 5 attacks, before you should say no more than half, and obviously 2.5 is more than half of 3 attacks is more than half of 5. So the argument was, well, 2.5 is more than, or 3 is more than half, so you go down to 2. But the issue was with 1 attack models. Well, 1 is more than half. If you have 1 attack, and making 1 attack is more than half. It's 100%. So the argument was, well, it should be FAQ'd, so it's rounding up, so that even if you have 1 attack, you still get an attack. And I think that would have been fine if they just made it so that like you always have a minimum of 1 attack. But I'm sad that got FAQ'd. But it's still I think a really solid relic, and I'm still gonna be running it in my list. Corey Schultz, are you running Magnus in your comp list? No, Magnus is not good. Brian, I think it depends. I think they have the tools. Like, I've had really good success with them. I think they have, like, it just depends on, like, just with anything. I think they have some good matchups, some bad matchups. But, like, I've played and beat Drukhari. I've played and beat Admech. They do well into both those lists, to be honest. They do well into Sisters. I know a lot of people don't think they do well into Sisters, but they actually do well into Sisters if you build your list right. And what I mean by that is, I think the good Thousand Suns list, like the one I like, and I'm gonna obviously plug myself, a good Thousand Suns list, I think personally needs to have a more of a balance. I think some people are over investing in psychics, and that's where their downfall is. So for me, the Thousand Suns, you have to have a really solid shooting phase as well. That supplements your like Scarab Occults and stuff. If you try to go too all in on just shooting or just psychics, that's where I think you run into a lot of trouble in a lot of matchups, because you know you run into Sisters. But Thousand Suns have a lot of tools. They have decent shooting, especially with the buffs and some of the other abilities. So no, I pulled the Scorpius, unfortunately. One thing I will say, and this is something that is, I'd say, thanks, Corey. See you then. One thing I will say, which I think actually I just found out, and it's good if you're a Thousand Suns player to know this, that in 8th edition, if you had an ability to auto deny something, if you had, let me rephrase this. In 8th edition, when you got a spell off, there were certain stratagems that you could use, like the World Eaters one, like the Black Templars one, like the Sisters one, which would essentially negate the spell after a deny test was made. And because it wasn't a deny, I was under the impression that those abilities would still stop spells even if they were undeniable. But there's actually a rare rules section in the back of the book that says that if you have an undeniable spell, even abilities that resist and or shut down powers that in their wording don't work on those. So if a power is undeniable, it means you can't use that stratagem that is like a 4+, like the World Eater stratagem or the Black Templar stratagem or the Sisters one that essentially resists the spell. Although to be fair, the Sisters one has been updated with new language so that it's very clear on a 4+, the spell is denied. So obviously, if it's an undeniable spell, you can't use it. But the Black Templars one, as it currently is worded, or the sorry, the Iron Hands one is what I meant. I keep saying Black Templars, but the Iron Hand one, as it's currently worded, actually doesn't says that the spell is resisted, which is like not a thing, right? There's no such thing as a spell resist. But in the rare rules section, there's actually a amendment that basically says if an ability allows you to resist and or deny a power, if it can't be denied, then it can't be denied, and you can't resist it either. And I know the Sisters language got changed. So yeah, I'm not sure what the Necron one says. You see that? I'll pull up my book. A Necron book. I'm gonna pull it up on my Warhammer app, also aka my iPhone. You guys are wondering what Warhammer app is this that I have all these books? Well, it's called an iPhone. Where are you, Necrons? It's called an iPhone with all of the codexes downloaded, because fuck GW for not releasing digital copies. Let's see here. Where are you, Necrons? Do I not have the Necron book? I may have just not downloaded it because I just didn't care, because they're so bad. I thought I had all the books though. Book of Fire, Drakari, Admech, Book of Rust. No Necrons, but shortly to be fixed. All right, let's check out Necrons. Give it a sec. Airbrush paint has to dry anyways. Come on, download, man. GW not having digital codexes is like the dumbest thing ever. Literally, like I don't know what they're doing. Where are you? It's taking a while. There we go. How do you say that? Yeah. Yeah, so then in that case, it wouldn't work on an undeniable spell. That's actually why I like Cult of Time, because the Warlord trait, Immaterial Echo, the second spell, the free spell you get with Immaterial Echo is undeniable. And also between that and the Cabal powers, that's 2 undeniable powers per turn, which I actually really like for the mirror match. And or the Sisters matchup, because that means you still get 2 definitely spells that, like, really, if you have a really important spells, you can get 2 of them off a turn that are undeniable against like Sisters or against anyone that has those kinds of powers. What's ouch? Yikes, Corey. All right, Necrons are in the Codex. There we go. Crusade rules. Empiric dampening. Okay, so that psychic power is denied. So yeah, obviously you can't do that. Yeah, exactly. So the thing with, yeah, the reason I think it's good that they're on those teams, why they're on there, is because I actually think, so Thousand Suns, they have a few bad matchups, but if you can avoid those matchups, they actually slay, like Dark Eldar, Admech, and Marines, they just destroy those armies. Against certain armies, they might not do, like really, really fast armies, or super, super heavy shooting armies, with like that Orc list, I think, would be probably pretty tough, the buggy list. But all right. Okay, so that's where we're at, guys, for today. So check them out. Got our little spawn dudes. So they're kind of clownish right now. All right. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it there, because I'm going to go make some dinner and get ready to go out tonight. and fold some laundry. But yeah, that's it for the stream today. So thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. I will be back. Oh, I should probably post the schedule for next week. So Comp Corner back on Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday, we're streaming. Thursday, I believe I'm off. And then Friday next week, I leave for Vegas. So I will probably not be here on Friday through the weekend. So I'll try to give you guys some updates while I'm there. But have a good weekend, guys. And yeah, talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.